同学们好 Welcome to Radical Lesson 9. Have you watched the previous 8 lessons? Find them in the description if you haven't.
Let's do the review. Pause, give yourself some time, and I will give you the answer. 我们有鸟，这里有月，这里有病足。好，鸟 bird, some kind of bird. So 不是 A，是 A 啊，应该是 A，是 duck 鸭子。二 we have the 月。Remember, 月 oftentimes is organs, right? So organs and sickness. So we're guessing a stomachache. 胃疼啊，然后这个有足 foot. So a foot activity. So it's not those doggies. So it's probably to run 跑步跑步。Did you get it right? 你做对了吗？ And the radicals we learned today are 偏旁部首25到27。我们的走 say that does not look like the walk you often see. No, not at all. This is how the 走 looks like today. That's how it looks like many years ago. So that's to walk radical. 一 clothes and 犬 say that's not how dog looks like to me. Yes, that's a classical Chinese for 犬. It's still used in some types of dog. You're still gonna use the word 犬, but oftentimes you'll just use 狗. And actually, go has the 犬 radical. So we're gonna see them in detail once we are there. Okay. So 走 to walk. So of course, it's related to walking, but actually, it's oftentimes it's your foot movement. It's moving. Okay. So not just like standing there walking. Okay. So you're gonna see what I mean. And that's how the Asian Chinese looks like. Okay, that's why you see this thing that is to indicate you are moving. Okay, you're not just standing there. And then this is just your foot, right? Or your little leg part. And then look how different the radical form looks like. 走. And so I'm sure you see this like many times, and now you know this actually is significant to walk, and we will call it 走之旁走之旁 And we have words like 追求 to pursue someone, to pursue a goal. You're constantly chasing 追 after something 所以这是追运动 where you're moving around all the time when you do sports. 走过so the here is the 过走 walk, yes, 过 is passed or walked over 走过 and 进来when you enter a place. Okay, see all this movement with your leg. Okay, 好now how do we write this form? You start with 点 as if you're writing a 3 3 but you're not done yet, so continue and draw a tail. Okay, so this is 走之旁 and normally you write a character from left to right, but when you have this 走之旁 you can write what is in the 走之旁 first, so that you have a better idea of like where to wrap this word in it. So 这是我们的走 and idioms for 走 is you have to figure out so you see the importance of naming. Okay, so in China there's a dynasty called 隋朝 隋朝 and this character did not exist before the Sui dynasty. Okay, so before it was this Sui, but they do not like this old Sui, so they change it into the new one. Now can you see what has changed? One thing they have changed is they removed this walking radical because they want their dynasty to be stable. Okay, they don't want to walk. They don't want other people to replace them. So they decided to create this new form of Sui and named their dynasty after this new character. Okay, so one idiom we can learn is 一走了之 This is a very fancy way to say somebody just walked away, and usually walked away from important responsibilities. Okay, so somebody left your life, right? So then you can this person 一走了之啊。OK， 好，那我们看一下第二个就是我们的clothes. Okay, so all the clothing, okay, even the clothing for your bed, you are going to find this E radical. So what the hell is this? Okay, so this is more of your neck, somebody's neck. Okay, and then the traditional form of Chinese, attire. Okay, where you often see like this form of collar. Okay, like a Y form of collar. You'll see them in more, I guess, dynasty movies or Asian movies. Okay, or shows. Again, the radical form, very different. So when you see this, you need to remind yourself that is the E. So then you know it's some kind of clothing. Okay, so we call it 一字旁, and the examples are 衬衫, a shirt, 裤子, pants, 裙子, skirts, dress, 袖子, your sleeves. Okay, and how do we write this? Rather complicated. So you start with a 点, and this is 1. Okay, you can start with 竖, and then finish with 2 dots. Okay, remember the number of dots does matter. Okay, 好, and the idiom for 衣 is 内衣. What the hell is inside clothes? That's your underwear or undergarments. Okay, and then we also have 睡衣, sleeping clothes. So that's your pajamas. Okay, 好. And the last one is 犬, dog. So now notice, not only dogs have 犬, but also certain animals maybe have maybe 4 legs animals. What we're going to see, okay? If you notice any patterns for this. So this is a really skinny dog, and I suspect maybe that's just the bones of the dog. So 这是我们的犬, and this is how you write the radical form. Again, different from the characters, okay? And we call it 反犬旁, 反犬旁. And notice this 反犬旁 almost always on the left side of a word. So it could be 狗, okay, completely dog, right? You could also be 猪. I know pig is not a dog, but it is an animal, okay, animal. Or 狼, wolf, okay, that's also dog related. And 狼人, yeah, werewolf. And then the last one, 狡猾, is not an animal anymore, right? But it's a word to describe animal. So then they will also have the 犬, 犬. 好. Now let's try to write this one. This one, just make sure you're not gonna write it like 打. In 打, you have this straight line and hook. But in 犬, first you have this 撇, okay? And then you have this curved with a hook. And then another 撇 that's kind of parallel to the first 撇. Okay? Then you got this 犬 radical. And the idiom we have is 狂犬病, a maniac dog disease. Remember the disease radical 念 ne. And also we have the 犬 in this 狂. Somebody is like in a maniac state. Okay, 狂. So this means rabies. Okay, a mad dog disease. 就是 rabies. Okay, so if you want to do the exercise,
join my membership to get full access to the notes and exercises to help you remember those radicals and decode Chinese reading. 我们下个视频见。